my god, what did I do to deserve this person in my life? I swear. Okay, so you remember the other day I was talking about my grandma and how I was like extremely frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And so I ended up emailing the caretaker that we talked to, my uncle and I, that we talked to, for like my grandma, like to schedule her. But like we both kind of agreed that like the home, although super nice and amazing, like it didn't seem like it was like grandma was ready for it. Like maybe a year before she's ready for it, because like everyone's dementia or Alzheimer's, or I just had like a super long conversation with her. Dementia and Alzheimer's, all of that is like extremely complex because everyone's individual minds are complex. I mean, I should know that better than anyone. And so you can't really identify Alzheimer's or a specific type of dementia and like what the dementia like is from, because she explained to me that dementia isn't a diagnosis. I mean, it's just a symptom, because dementia is just like losing memory and like cognitive function, but that doesn't mean that that's a specific diagnosis. Like Alzheimer's is a diagnosis, but it's also never completely sure. And then there, like, just dementia like can be from anything. Like it can be from a concussion. Like dementia like just isn't always to do with old people or elderly, I guess, but like a lot of times it is associated with elderly people. But anyways, so I was in a really like frustrated place the other day, and I emailed her like this really lengthy email, and I was really awkward about it and uncomfortable because I wasn't sure if I was like if it was okay to email her, because she's like a caretaker and she's like professional and I'm just a child, and like I didn't know if it was okay for me to just talk to her so freely and just ask for her help so freely. Even though she offered it, I still felt uncomfortable and like, this isn't right kind of thing. I don't know why. And I was just really uncomfortable and awkward the entire email. It's a pretty long email too. And then she emailed me back and she said that like it would be great to talk to me one-on-one, like on the phone or texting or even in person, like if she wants me to like have her come over, or like we can go to coffee or something. And I was like, oh my god, like this is what, literally so nice. Oh, like I was like just shocked how nice she is. Well, I mean, I've already met her like once and she was super nice the entire time, so I was like had this like kind of small hope that like apparently a speck of dust just decided to like fly right into the back of my esophagus. At least I hope it's a speck of dust. Please be a speck of dust. I've swallowed enough flies in my lifetime. Not like the big flies, like the little fruit flies or like the little bugs that fly around. I don't know what their names are because I'm not an insectologist, okay? Like, but yeah, so I emailed her this lengthy email and she said like it's okay to like talk to her, and she gave me her phone number, so I texted her and she's like, can I call you? And then she called me, and then we had this like literally 50-minute long conversation, mostly her talking and me listening and taking notes, because she was telling me the list of different dementias and like what their symptoms are, Alzheimer's symptoms, and like all of this, and how like dementia is like a symptom, not a diagnosis. And there are different dementias for different like various diagnoses, but like they're still not definite. So like, and even diagnosis is with like the brain like is so difficult to pinpoint because like you can't really see it in an MRI. Even if you did an MRI, like you would only be able to see that some cognitive function is not working properly, but like you can't really tell why it's not working properly. And like medical people, doctors and scientists and everything are working on it, like trying to like figure it out, but like it's still a slow process. So as of right now, there's no cure for Alzheimer's, and there's like not really even a definite like diagnosis for it, like to be able to completely for sure 100% tell if someone has Alzheimer's or not. You can only see the symptoms, and sometimes the symptoms are not always even like the right symptoms. Like sometimes they're different, like, you know. So that's also frustrating because I can't pinpoint exactly what grandma has, which I was telling her how like it's really difficult to do that, because like not only is it hard to live with grandma because like she fights me every tooth and nail about like everything. And like it's just really difficult to have conversations with her sometimes because she like repeats herself or she gets confused, and then she like asks for my input, and like I don't even know how to like respond because like you kind of like lose point of the conversation when she repeats herself so much. Or sometimes she'll just like randomly like think out loud and like just not even complete her sentences, and then that's even more confusing, and you're just kind of like, you okay there, girl? Like, how do I follow through with this conversation? Or sometimes it's like way outdated and she's talking about something that happened like years ago, and you're just kind of like, okay, like that's just, yeah. So it's like, and then like the minute like you mention anything in like today, she gets like defensive automatically, on edge, and she's like always paranoid about something, and she just, it's very frustrating. And I was telling her about this, and she's like, yep, those are all for sure signs of dementia and Alzheimer's and stuff. But I was telling her about other things too, how she's like still aware of everything around her. She's just like easily gets lost in her mind and like forgets stuff, and like doesn't take care of herself and doesn't do things like the normal way that like a normal cognitive brain would do. And she was telling me that like she has like dementia, probably more than likely, but we should still go to the doctors and like schedule an appointment and like blah blah blah, which we already know, but like it's nice of her to like talk about it too still. And then just like it was really nice to talk to someone about it and have someone like to understand it, and not just like, because she understands and she also knows how to like help or like knows some solutions, where a lot of the people that I've talked to about it, either A, they're too young to even understand like what it's like to live with someone who has dementia or be around someone who has dementia, or B, they're complete in denial and they just refuse to like even acknowledge it, or they just like somewhat understand and they're just kind of like, yeah, they just brush it off. Or in the case of my uncle, who is kind of in a very similar boat as me, except he's not living with her, so it's probably not as frustrating, but like still kind of frustrating for him. He, like every time we talk about it, we both get frustrated and we both want to rant to each other about the same things that we both experience. So like it's not productive and it doesn't help. And so that's like, that's all of the like that's all I have to talk with. Like that's all I have to do to solve this problem, when it's not something that you can easily solve. Like you can talk to someone and get advice about, but I haven't even had that, and today I got that, and I got like comfort from someone who understands and like can help me, and like I have like some like hope now that like it's not all on me. And like I don't know, because like lately I've been like, I don't know, like Jesus, crying again. Okay, here we go. It's a thing that I do. I blame myself a lot. Like literally, someone will try to kill me and I'll be like, I forgive you, it's my fault that you tried to kill me. Kind of irrational blaming myself kind of shit that I go through. And so anytime my grandma freaks out on me, I kind of blame myself. I'm just like, oh, I pushed her the wrong way. This is my fault. Like, I didn't do it right. When she's so unpredictable that I can't, like, I can step eggshells around her, but, like, I can't, like, know exactly, like, how to respond to her, like, correctly, and how, or to have her not have an episode. And, like, and even if I do know how to help her and, like, try to help her, she still refuses it, so I get more frustrated, but that frustration is, like, towards myself more than her, and I've never really like gotten that frustrated with her. I think a lot of it, well, I mean, in the beginning I did get angry with her a lot, but now I'm just kind of like more frustrated with myself, because I'm just like, she has a disease, like this is my fault for not handling it correctly, like this is my fault for like not doing enough. And it's a very negative unhealthy thought process to say the least. And I was talking to caretaker, and she was like telling me like what to do, and like what to do in this situation, and like what to do in this situation. She said she doesn't know exactly how to like properly like take care of her like with me, because like I'm like a minor and like I don't like know everything, and like I'm like I don't I don't know, like, and she's also, like, never really met grandma, so, like, she doesn't really know how to, like, react around grandma. She doesn't, like, know her. She only knows, like, people like her who are around her age and have the same symptoms that she has and how she reacts to them. And so she was telling me that, but she was also telling me, like, she doesn't really know how grandma will react to some of these stuff because, like, she only knows that what works for the people that she works with. And she's never worked with my grandma yet, so. But I did tell her all this stuff, and she was like, yeah, and this sounds like this, and she told me what she would think would be okay. But, like, again, a lot of the stuff was very vague, and, like, she didn't really know exactly what to do because everyone's mind is different. And, like, you can't always predict how to, like, help someone, and there's not going to be, like, a proper way to, like, fully, like, sate the situation always. And, like, just, I can't control it, and it's not, like, her fault, and it's not my fault. And she was, like, trying to tell me that, but, like, irrationally, I still kind of blame myself because, I don't know, like, I still feel like I'm not good enough, and I'm never going to be good enough, and I'm, like, I can't help her or people in general the way that I would want to. And that's just on me. That's not my grandma, but it also reflects on how I take care of my grandma and, like, how I react when she gets angry with me, because, like, I just kind of take it. And she was talking about how, like, it's very common for them to get angry and, like, frustrated and take it out on their family, because Japanese have twisted morals where they think it's okay to be mean to their family and then polite to the outside world. So, because I'm living with her, she's really mean to me. And anyone who's, like, outside, even my Uncle Mike, like, she's not that mean to him like she is to me. And I know a lot of times, like, it's her disease, like, it's not actually her. It's kind of similar to my mom whenever she would get violent or she would have an episode and scream at me. Like, it's not their fault, but I want to blame myself because I feel like I'm not reacting the way that I should, and, like, I just but it's not, I can't, like, just, ugh, I can't always blame myself for every little problem. Like, what do I think I am, Satan? Like, no, I didn't cause the whole world to, like, be bad. Like, I'm not terrible person, and I just need to, like, stop thinking that I'm a terrible person, that I should take the blame for every bad situation that I'm in because it's inevitably my fault, or so I keep telling myself, even though I know it's not true. Just, but it was very helpful to talk to her and, like, understand. And then she said we can go to coffee, or she can come here and meet with grandma and talk to grandma. And I think actually it might be good for her to meet with her and talk to grandma and stuff, because then she'll get to, like, know her. And maybe she won't remember her, but at least she'll, like, get to know her at least once. And, like, just, like, maybe if she hangs out enough, like, maybe they can, like, become friends and she'll be more comfortable around her when we eventually do move her into the care home. But I don't know. Yeah. Another thing that I do is, like, I try to take everything all at once. So I don't want to, like, I hate feeling like I'm a burden on other people, because I feel like grandma's my burden, even though that's not true. I feel like I need to take care of grandma, like, by myself, or as much by myself as I possibly can, and, like, ease the burden on anybody else and just leave it on my shoulders, which is, I don't know why. And maybe it's because I lived with my mom so many years and I had to take care of my mom by myself. I have that, like, thought process, like, ingrained in me for so many years of just, like, having to take care of someone by myself, that I'm so used to it that I, like, can't change it, or, like, I'm not able to change it as easily as just, like, thinking differently like most people can. And so it's another reason why I need therapy. Which reminds me, I need to, like, reschedule my counseling appointment because it's too early. I have to move it to August. Which I probably should have done when I was on the phone with her. But, like, I have a big process of if something is uncomfortable for me or if something like seems too hard for me, I like want to give up and just like let it go and just be like, yeah, it wasn't meant to be. Like, just let it float away. Like, that's infuriating, and I hate it so much because like it just means that I let so many opportunities go because I just think it's too difficult and I can't do it. And like, it's just, sweetie, like, get your head together. Like, ugh. Although I can't because, you know, many issues. Just, it was really nice talking to her though, because like, I got like to speak to someone who understands and can help even like a little bit instead of just venting with me or not understanding or like pretending to understand or just like not understanding at all because like you just have never been around it, or someone who's in complete denial and just so many people like don't want to accept that their family members are like slipping and like forgetting and like their minds are deteriorating, but like that's the truth that we have to face. And like the majority of the population is dealing with this, and like having the older generations like having their brains like fail them, and that's just natural. I mean, it's hard to accept, but it's natural. Okay, you need to get over your fucking selves and accept it. Okay, just so frustrating that like so many people just don't want to accept it and try and like ignore it, and then like I have to take on the burden, which I'm frustrated about, but at the same time there's another part of me that is like, you deserve to take on this burden, like this is the only way that you can ever be of any help to anyone, and like blah 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 blah. Yeah, but tonight I'm really excited. I have two of my friends. They're doing like an open mic like poem thing, and then they're gonna pick me up tonight, and it's gonna be super fun. I'm gonna be excited. Like, okay, I'm meeting 2 new people. Well, one of them I've met before, but it was like very briefly, and like I barely talked to him. And then the other girl I've only ever seen around school, so like I've never talked to her, so like that's gonna be awkward. Yeah, other than that, like I should be happy because like I'm excited because like those 2 friends, like they're new friends that I've recently like, acquired, and they're super fun, and like I want to support them. I actually didn't think I was gonna be able to make it to their open mic because today was supposed to be the day that I was leaving. Turned out not. Oh, sorry, popcorn. But yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, anyways, I guess we'll stop whining. And just, oh, I forgot to mention, I started a new YouTube channel. It's called, what is it called? Weird Gamer Girl, I guess. And basically it's just gonna be a channel where I put all of my like more fun videos where like I'm actually doing entertaining stuff, and then also playing video games. And then this channel is just gonna be like me venting about my issues or my day, because it's a daily vlog. Okay, anyways, so yeah, if you want to like subscribe, I'm just gonna leave like the title in the description or something. And yeah, you can check it out if you want. If you don't, then that's fine. Okay, bye.